Hey, I'm Emily.
I'm Weston.
And we're the Ghoul Fools. Will you join us on this fright-filled nightmare through the Carrillo Haunted House?
Welcome. All trespassers will not be permitted. Step closer if you dare. Let's see how easily you scare.
Here we are. I got a gift basket of sorts to give them. I'm gonna go knock on the door and give them. Hello. We're here to interview.
My name is Kelly.
I'm Kinley.
Kelby.
Jaden.
Matt,
And name of our haunt.
Carrillo Halloween House.
Well, we got married in 2002. Our first year we didn't really decorate for Halloween. That was our first year we didn't have a house. We were living with my parents. By the next year, he really never decorated much. So I'm like, we had a baby who actually, she's not here. She's in college right now up at USU. But I'm like, we need to start decorating. We're starting to have a family now. And so we just started out really small, a few headstones and I think an inflatable castle or something. So that's how we got started like 19 years ago.
It just kind of grew from there. You know, it's little by little, but it's still fun to, do a little bit each year. So.
And can you guys tell us a little bit about your love of Halloween?
Well, actually, when I was younger, I hated it just because my birthday is in October. And so anytime anybody would decorate or give me a gift, it was always in black and orange wrapping paper. And I was always like, this is the dumbest. But then I started to actually just grow to love the holiday. And my parents actually started that love for me too, because they used to always dress up with us kids too. It didn't happen as much as we got older, but the thing that really changed for us too, again, I like to say we got married and then started having kids, and we just wanted something fun for our kids, and then it turned into this. So
Tell us how you obtain your props, and do you wait in lines at Home Depot, for example?
well, up until just the last few years, it was pretty easy to go and get props. There wasn't like a huge demand around here for Halloween items. And then Home Depot came out with their 12-foot skeleton. And ever since then, oh my gosh, it has blown up. And they actually do sales online, which we didn't get anything the first time, but the second time, that's where I got some of them, was just trying to get in there and get some of those things that they put up before the holiday actually comes out. And then some of them we've purchased from people that used them 1 year and then wanted to get rid of them. And then some things we would wait until after the holiday's over and get them on a discount. And some of the props I've actually made. I want to do more of that where they're homemade, but some of them, like the headstones and the crypt and some of the pillars, I've actually just made out of foam. I just bought like the big sheets of foam. I got the 2-inch sheets of foam, and then I used a jigsaw, cut out the pattern, and then I used a router, and I just made some little things inside where I could fit a PVC pipe in on both sides and then glued them together. and then just used sandpaper and a shaver and finished the shapes and then painted them. And yeah, it's really not hard. It's really kind of simple. So
Yeah. You also used a heat gun.
yeah, and heat gun, because then you could melt, like cut little grooves and then melt it to make it look more like stone. So yeah.
We notice a lot of them are from Home Depot, like you said. Is that your favorite store to buy props from, or do you like Lowe's, Spirit, any of those ones too?
Mostly Lowe's or Home Depot is where we usually go. We do have one prop in our cemetery right now. He is about 17 years old. So he's one of ours. We actually got him from Spirit Halloween all those many years ago. And he looks a lot different. He's more hunched over. He used to have a black coat with bright red, and now it's kind of faded. I've even spray painted it a few times to try to bring color out. But for the most part, Home Depot is our go-to, or Marketplace or somewhere that we just see something that's cool.
Do you guys have a favorite prop, and which one and why?
So mine, I would have to say it is the one that's in the garden, our original, or our cemeteries, our original Reaper. Just because we've had him the longest, and we actually had a witch that we bought at the same time, but she broke and we don't have her anymore. But it just kind of takes me back to when the kids were younger and when we first got started. So that's my favorite.
My favorite, I would probably say, is the Phantom over there. It's big, it's difficult to put together, but it's still pretty cool, and it's one of our tallest ones, and I've always liked it. So it's hard to.
My favorite ones are the two Reapers and the Dark Angel, just because they look really cool.
I like Lily because her eyes aren't like lights, they're like actual moving, and it looks really cool.
Mine's not actually a prop, it's one of the blow molds. Frankenstein right here. Just old vintage, reminds me when I was a little kid going door to door.
Speaking of blow molds, we notice that you have a bunch of them here, and especially for Christmas too. What got you into starting to collect those blow molds?
It's kind of funny because my sister, she had a few of the blow molds, and we like to do Christmas lights. And she moved to a house where no one ever came. She lived on a dead-end street, and she's asked if we wanted her blow molds because she knew we like to decorate with lights and stuff. And I'm like, sure. Fell in love after that, and then it's just blown up. We just love blow molds. And one of the other reasons why is because we used to do the inflatables. Well, here in Utah with the snow, they would get frozen to the ground, and then you would try to get them to come up, and they would rip and tear because they got stuck with ice. And so we kind of wanted to find something to move away from the inflatables, and that's where the blow molds come in.
So anything special you guys do for Halloween night, and about how many trick-or-treaters would you say you get?
I mean, we play music. We turn on the fog machine because usually we don't run that except for maybe like on weekends or on actual Halloween. When we first moved in here, we had not one trick-or-treater. We moved in about 10 years ago. This is actually the house that Matt grew up in as a kid. His mom grew up here, so we're 3 generations in this home. But the first year, no trick-or-treaters. After we decorated the first time, and I mean, it was half the stuff that we have now because we've accumulated so much over the last 10 years. The next year we had a few more, and by last year I think we did well over 300 kids trick-or-treating, and a lot of them, we don't live around a neighborhood. So they come from other cities and other places of people that just drive by and see our house, and they just stop by, so.
It's nice to be kind of a destination.
Yes, it is. They're always like, my kids said we had to come, that's why we're here. We live in Provo, or we live in Draper, and like, we have lines of cars down the street.
What's the best compliment that you've received or comments that you've heard people passing by say?
Somebody actually the other day commented that we made their Halloween dream come true just from our decorations. And it's just, every year I say I'm not doing it again, it's too much work. But then after you get everything up and you start to see the joy that people get from your hard work, it makes everything worth it.
Where do you store everything at the end of the day?
We've had a store. I have a big shed out back and a big shop, but I have some old trucks, so I can keep my trucks in there, but I had to move the trucks out put it in there. So now we bought 2 more big sheds, one for Halloween and one for Christmas. So it's all going to go in there so I can put my trucks back into the shop in wintertime.
Except for the big guys. The big guys are going to stay in the shed, the bigger shed.
The bigger
they won't
shed.
be able to
Yeah,
fit.
the bigger shed. We have 2 medium-sized sheds and one big shed, and one shop.
Yeah.
So it all kind of goes in there, so we don't have to haul it away and bring it back. So
As you can see, like, this hut is getting full. So with limited space, are you ever worried about that with adding new props in the future, or?
Funny thing, when we first moved in, our fence was at the back of the house. And I said, why is our front yard so big? Why don't we, with our kids, they need more room to run around. So we moved the fence to the front of the house. Next year, it will be at the back of the house because we've decided we need more space.
And the kids are getting too old to play outside anymore,
Right,
so might as
so-
well.
Yeah.
we're going to make it go all the way back where people can circle back around.
Yeah, so we're gonna try
So,
to make it a lot more of a
walk
walkthrough. I mean, they can walk through our cemetery a little bit and stuff like that, but we're hoping to make it a lot
A
lot
walk
longer,
through.
so.
Yeah.
I know once Halloween ends for me, Halloween begins for the next year. What's your guys' big plans? Have you thought of anything for 2024?
Like I say, moving the fence back, that's one. I want to create more headstones and things like that. Because like I say, some of them we've had for 17 years and they're just, it's time to let them go and make new ones. I don't know, I want to try to make it a little more interactive, and one of these times I want to try to make some of our own animatronics. I don't know if that will ever happen. I'm not savvy that way. But anyone else?
Expand it as best we can, and maybe do some more animatronics, and make it fun.
Yeah, so make it more interactive for the kids. Like maybe put in like a little scavenger hunt or something like that. So
Yeah, definitely try to maybe make covers for some of ours. Like Lily up here is under the porch, but I think it would be kind of cool if we could make like a wooden shack or something to put her in next year. Just something like that.
You know you have your Christmas display. So which one do you like doing more? Which one brings in the most crowds? Do you like Halloween or Christmas better?
I like Halloween better. I think it's just the feeling that's in the air. Fall is my favorite time of year. And so it's just a combination of the leaves, the crispness of the air, and then obviously dressing up for Halloween, things like that.
I've always been the Halloween child. I'm big on horror movies. I like scary, so I've always loved Halloween. Christmas is a good one, but I prefer Halloween the most. It's always been a part of my life. So
I like Christmas more because you get more magical feeling than at Halloween.
I also like Christmas because it's in winter and I like winter, and because I'm not really that much into trick-or-treating or anything anymore, so.
I would say Halloween for me, just because seeing all the tall things and it's not frozen to the ground. I still like winter, but I like to walk through the stuff too.
It was actually kind of funny this year because, like I say, my daughter is going to USU. It's her first year not being home for Halloween, and I'm like, your dad wants to set up this weekend, so maybe we can start and do some of it, and then when you come next weekend we can finish. And she was like, absolutely not, I want to be there. So I'm like, I bet people probably thought we moved because we set up a week later than normal. But I mean, and I say set up, but we'll sit here the whole month and rearrange or add something that we found for cheap or something, So I don't think we're really officially all the way set up until Halloween night, because there's always something to do. Always something, to fix or rearrange or something, so.
Especially if they're walking through, we'll get a lot of things moved around, stuff kicked over. So
Yeah. Oh, another thing that was really fun, after we got everything set up the first night, we had some of our visitors that come pretty much every night. And the dad, he was like, kept having to tell my son that the witches were sleeping all year. Every day, can we go see the witches? And we'd have to keep telling him, sorry, the witches are still sleeping. So those are just things that just make it so much fun.
yeah.
Tell everyone how you guys personally weatherproof yours, if you have any tricks or anything you guys do, and how you brace for that.
We haven't really weatherproofed them, which I think is one of our, going back to what do we want to do for next year, is weatherproofing. Some people just say use construction plastic to wrap around them before the clothes go on to kind of help protect the boxes and everything like that. When the winds have been picking up before, we've had to come out and just lay them down or take them off their stands. If it's raining, we'll just come out and like throw garbage bags over them just to kind of just protect them. And unfortunately, we don't usually turn the lights on
Yeah, we'll leave
at
the
that
lights on,
time
yeah.
just because we don't want anything shorting out or
And
anything that way.
it looks more creepy when the witches got bags wrapped around.
Yeah, they look
Black
kind of
bags.
creepy, so it
So-
kind of adds to it, but you know. Yeah, so it's just, sometimes it gets a little crazy. Like I could handle the rain, I could handle the snow, but I just wish the wind didn't have to happen. You know what I mean? So, but it does, and you just kind of have to work with it. This area here we did for people if they want to take pictures here. And then come here into our graveyard. And then we have, you know, where you can take a selfie in front of the skeleton, but you have somebody in the background here that's also trying to picture bomb. And then, like I say, some of these headstones have been with us for about 17 years. This chair right here, we actually just found on the side of the road. Someone was getting rid of it, so it was out to the side for garbage, so we grabbed it, and like it makes a perfect haunted chair. And then this guy right here, he's like one of our originals that started it all. And as you can see, the only thing that works right now is his eyes, and they just flash. Normally he talks and moves his head and his light turns on, but after about 18 years, that's all he does.
We also have a pumpkin patch.
Yeah, we do have our pumpkin patch over there. Witches here with their witch cat. And then our walkway of ghosts, and then our pumpkin patch. If anyone comes by and we're home, we'll bring your kiddos. We'll run out and give them a little pre-Halloween treat, sucker, Tootsie Roll, whatever, and then we just, you know, yeah, that's about it.
Just have fun.
Yeah, and just have fun. You be careful, have fun, be respectful of our things, but we want this to be where they can walk through and look at everything, you know. But we would like it to last, but we want to make sure that they can have a good time as well. So,
Where can people find you guys on social media?
Just on Instagram. So Carrillo Halloween House.
Give that a follow.
for sure, give us a follow. Happy Halloween 2023 from Carrillo Halloween